All right, my dears, today is Tuesday, January 17th. If you could please get out your materials, I'd greatly appreciate it, so that you can write down the capture question. It says, do you think earthquakes are concentrated in certain areas on Earth? I want to let you know that today we're going to do our capture question. We're going to finish our earthquake locations investigation. And then after that, I will write you a pass so that you can go out and work on the MLK Day missions on your goose chase. Upcoming reminders, retakes on plate boundary quiz tomorrow during Liberty Time, please, for those of you that still have that outstanding. Registration, we're going to be doing tomorrow in class. We're going to start looking and talking about what classes you should take for science next year. And then don't forget, if you have a late essay or quiz still outstanding, you want to get that done. I'm trying to give people as much time as possible to get out stuff and write down the daily questions, so if you could do that. Today, our objectives. Students will describe the active zones of earthquakes and determine how plate motion affects earthquake magnitude. How are we going to do that? Students are going to access a USGS, that means United States Geological Survey map, and you're going to look at the different plotted earthquakes that we have. If you could please at this time make sure that your devices are secure so you're not jeopardizing your success, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. I'm going to attempt to be quiet so you are again writing down the daily question in your notebook. So I'm going to put, like, I don't know, on my clock, 40 seconds, and then I'll take attendance and we'll come back and talk about it. All right, that's probably good enough. We've got 3, 2, 1, and we are done. So let's go ahead and turn with our peer share partners and just talk about that. What do we think? Do you think earthquakes are concentrated in certain areas of the earth, or are they just everywhere? Try and talk that out. I'll give you a 5-second countdown. Ready, set, go. 3, 2, 1, and we are done. What do we think? Yes or no? They're all over the place or they're concentrated. Mike, what do you think? Concentrated. I agree. Would you mind turning that just a little bit this way? So yes, earthquakes, EQs, if you don't want to write down the question in the beginning, you can write it down in your answer, are concentrated in certain areas around the world. Now, my question is where? Cullen. Transform boundaries is one place we find them. Where else? Yeah. Convergent boundaries is one place we find them. Where else can we find them? We can find them at some divergent boundaries too. So in general, we can find them at plate boundaries. Now, are there more concentrated areas at some more, like at different plate boundaries? Yes, and that's where we're going to be looking at. Which ones have the most concentration, right? Is it convergent, divergent, transform? Which ones have the strongest earthquakes? Is it convergent, divergent, or transform boundaries? Which one have the deepest earthquakes? That's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at how plate motion affects different earthquake magnitude. Magnitude means strength, okay? So that's what we're going to be doing. I also, would you mind turning it back to the main screen? I want everybody to please look up here. I think yesterday, or Friday rather, we definitely got through 1, and did you get to number 2, or were you just at number 2? Just did 1, great. So part 1 we just went over with our daily question. Number 2, if you could get out your paper, is asking how do the concentrations and patterns change for different plate boundary areas? So please use your key on the map to find out which parts of the map are divergent, convergent, or transform boundaries, and then look at the key for the earthquakes to say, okay, at a transform boundary, are these going to be shallow or deep earthquakes? Are they going to be strong, like high magnitude, or low magnitude earthquakes? At convergent boundaries, same thing. What is happening for those earthquakes? How is the pattern of earthquakes changing? Then you're going to, it says number 3, locate the different vectors. Remember, a vector is an arrow. So if I have a long arrow or a short arrow, turn with your pair share partner and talk about, if this is A and this is arrow B, talk about which arrow has more speed of the plate and which one has less. On your marks, get set, go. Liana, which one is a plate moving at a faster speed? A. And so that's what it's asking you here. Does the speed make a difference in the magnitude, meaning the strength, and the frequency, meaning how many do you see there of dots or circles? Spencer, look at me. Mom, I gotta have you focus, okay? And so if it's distracting you, do something about it. And then what types of boundaries are most associated with deep focus quakes? Focus is where the rock broke. So you're going to be looking at the depth here. This means more than 60 kilometers. This one says which boundaries are most associated with shallow focus, meaning 0 right at the surface to 60 kilometers. That's what that means. All right, let's go ahead and turn the page, please.
Can I do one?
I'll get you one in just a second. After this, after you're done with the maps, you're going to get out the books from the cupboards. I've got the doors open for you. And you're going to be reading page 228 to 230. Now, I want you to underline this. You're going to be looking for something in the reading that says seismic shaking, because some of us have a hard time with what to pick out as the important stuff. Look for bolded letters and titles. So for this first one, you're going to be looking for something that says seismic shaking. This next one, you're going to be looking for something that says liquefaction and go to that area. And then for here, you're going to be looking at stuff about tsunamis. Okay, so that'll help you in that area. And then the next part, go ahead and call me over as a group when you need help with that one, if you need help. But I want you to be talking that out. As soon as you are finished with both sides and you show me, Mrs. McGrain, I am complete, I will go ahead and write you a pass, and you can go out and continue your missions if you need to for Martin Luther King's birthday celebration, okay? If there's anything that I can help you with, let me know. I know that there's some questions in there about science. I will try to help you. But what I need you to do is go to the tables that you were at Friday and get going, working together. For those of you at home, I put this online. Thank you. You need one over there. It's the last folder. Okay, did you get a piece of paper? Yes. Great, let's go ahead and put you with Lauren and Isma. I'm going to put Ashley with you. All right, Mike, I need you to please get where you need to be in focus. All right, I will be around. I'm going to play some of my favorite music from when I was in high school.